Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Rachel Colton of R&C, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make a baby headband with a faux leather bow. The materials that you'll need to create this project are your faux leather. I'm using Cricut brand faux leather in black. I'm going to be working with the Cricut Explore Air today. You're going to need one of your sticky mats, either green or purple will work. To create the band for the headband, you're going to need a pair of pantyhose. I purchased a new pair in the largest size in the color nude. And you're going to need either a rotary cutter or a good pair of scissors to cut the pantyhose. And then to assemble your headband, you're going to need a hot glue gun. All right, let's get started. The first thing you want to do after opening Cricut Design Space is to start a new project by clicking on the plus icon over here, which says New Project at the bottom. The next thing you'll want to do is, over on the left-hand side, click on Images. And then in the search bar, you want to type in 3D space bow and enter to search. Now there's a variety of styles that you could choose from. What I'm going to use for my headband is this one here. It's called Short Bow Topper. So I'm going to click on that, and then I'm going to insert the image. Now I'm going to come down here to the bottom left and just reduce the view to 50% so that I can see the entire group with all the parts. Now, since I'm not making this a topper for a box or anything, I'm going to get rid of these two elements. So over here on the right, where you have all the different pieces, I'm going to hide these two parts by clicking on the eye, and that will take them away. Now you can play around with sizes to determine what you like best. Do a few test cuts on paper or cardstock until you decide on the size that you want. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the whole group and make the width 8 inches. Now it looks very tiny right now because I'm in 50% view, so I'm going to bump that back up to 100% and I can see the whole thing now. Now with this whole group of images being 8 inches, once I fold this part in toward the middle, it's going to be a little bit smaller. So the actual bow when you're finished will be the width of this piece here. So if you hold it up to the inch markers, you can see that the total length of the bow is going to be about 4.5 inches, almost 4 3/4, and the height will be about 2 inches. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to the green Make It button in the top right-hand corner. This will prepare the image for my mat. After I click Continue and connect to my machine, I'm going to make sure that I am choosing the right setting. I'm going to turn the dial to Custom, and then I'm going to look for leather, and we're using the faux leather. I'm just going to go up to Browse All Materials and make sure that's my only option. So here's all the different types of leather. I'm using the faux leather, so I'm going to click on this one and select, and then you are ready to load your machine. Once you have set your dial on your machine to custom and you have selected faux leather on your computer in Design Space, you are ready to put your material on your mat and start cutting. You can either use the green mat or you could use the purple mat, which is a little bit stronger, but the green mat will do. And I'm going to put the back side down on the mat with the shiny pebbled faux leather side up. So I'm going to line that up with the top of my mat and just smooth it out, make sure it's all stuck down. And you're just going to slide this under the two guides on either side and push the blinking arrow to load your mat, and then the blinking C to begin cutting. When your project is finished cutting, just click the blinking arrow again to unload your mat, and then you can peel the parts of your bow off and peel the rest of your leather off and just roll that up for your next use. And as I mentioned before, you may want to do some test cuts with paper. I've made myself a reference of different sizes of bows. So this is going to be the size of our bow today when I made the entire group of parts 8 inches in width. So what you want to do is just open up your pantyhose, find the foot, and you just want to cut off the seam at the toes. So just lay that out, and with either scissors or your rotary cutter, just cut off those toes. We don't need those. Okay, now I have this cutting mat which comes in handy. If you don't have one of those and you're using a rotary cutter, just put it on a piece of cardboard or something like that to protect your surface. And of course, if you're using scissors, then that's not necessary. Now I am going to cut the leg of the pantyhose to about 2 inches. And then once you've cut it to about 2 inches wide, you're just gonna pull on it to stretch it out. And that's gonna be the stretchy headband part. So to assemble our headband, the first step is to take this part of your bow that has the 2 tabs on the side and the 2 ovals here. And what you want to do is you want to put a small dab of glue on one of the side tabs on the back of the faux leather. And then you're going to fold that toward the middle, but it's not going to go exactly in the middle. What you want to do is make sure that this part of the bow is folded in half, so when you look in the front, those sides match up. So it sort of overlaps the middle a bit. And then you're going to do the same thing with the other side. Put a little bit of glue on that tab on the inside of the leather. Fold it over a little bit past the center so that this side here is folded in half and matches up when you view it from the front. The next step is to take this part of your bow, this will be the bottom part, and you want to take the part of that you just glued where you can see the tab. You want to hide that part, so that's going to get glued onto here. So I'm just going to put a dab of glue in the middle. This time it's going on the front. And I'm going to take the back of this part of the bow where the tabs are and just line that up and glue that in the center. Okay. Then you want to take this little rectangular piece that's going to go around the center, and it's also going to be what we use to attach the nylon band to the bow. So just put a dab of glue right there in the center on the front of the bow, and then line up the center of your rectangle piece there. And then you want to flip the whole thing over, and you're going to take your nylon band. So what you're going to do is put a little dab of glue in the center of the back portion of the bow, and then you're going to lay your headband in there. Just be careful you don't burn your fingers because it could go through that nylon. And then what you're going to do is you're going to wrap the ends of that leather strip around the nylon band and glue that in place. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on either side of the faux leather rectangle. I'm going to fold one over at a time, hold for a couple seconds, then fold the other one over and hold to let that glue set. And that will secure your bow to the nylon, and then this part will stretch to go around your baby's head. So that's how you make a faux leather baby headband. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and that you will give this a try. Please subscribe to my channel. Thank you and be safe.